Hey, hey, hey. Y'all know what it is. It's Tuesday, and that means it's Robe Chronicles.
Welcome to the party. Welcome to the party. There's so much going on. There's so much going on. Laughter and transparency. Laughter and transparency. Just let me get my role.
I'm finna be shady a little bit. I'm just finna, this is what it is.
Welcome to the party. Welcome to the party. There's so much going on. There's so much
And this is why I be like, friends, sometimes it pays to mind your business. Now,
take a seat, relax your feet. Let me get my role. And let me get my role.
I'm gonna send you with your grandmama, go your godparents, or whoever. Listen, I'm having a PTO day away from your ass too. That works for parents as well. Yes. Hey. Y'all know what today is. It's Tuesday, and that means it's what? Robe Chronicles. Y'all get on in this room. When you come on in here, like and share. We're gonna have us a good time tonight. I have two of my really good, really personal friends and special guests with me tonight. I have my good sister, Miss Red Carpet, Miss Shakita Ross.
Hello.
What's going on, Shakita?
Mrs. Ross in the building. Hello.
Y'all be sure to head over on all your social platforms on Instagram, Facebook, and follow her at Miss Red Carpet #1. Then I have the extraordinaire, the pastor, my frat brother, Pastor Marcus Sweden. What's going on, Mark?
What up?
Yes, y'all be sure to go follow my brother over on Instagram at MBSweet89 on his Instagram. Oh my God, y'all, I'm so glad y'all are here tonight. What's going on? How's y'all day? Y'all, it's been a crazy last week and a crazy, what's today? Tuesday so far?
Can we get it?
Listen, let me tell you something. Y'all know I work in a church now, right? And I got a yell today for my name. And the yell was because it was a snake in the building. I said, oh, hell no. I don't do wildlife. Westcott Patterson don't do wildlife. Do you understand me? We don't do wildlife. So
I mean,
boss,
it's in the southern.
so my boss, who's the priest, and she's into that, and she doesn't mind. And baby, she went and got a bucket and picked that thing up and put him back to the earth where he belonged. But listen, he was a baby. He was about that long. I said, I don't care if he was this long or this long. Nope. I'm out. Can't do
Get somebody else to do it.
Nope. Jill. Absolutely. Listen, y'all. If this is your first time watching Robe Chronicles, be sure to go to Facebook and subscribe to the page. And go on over to YouTube and subscribe and follow us over at YouTube at Robe Chronicles. I put up the wrong one. Sorry. Let me put you. This is real life. This is real life.
It's real
right? At Robe Chronicles. And of course, if you want to be a part of the show or present a topic to us for us to discuss, email us at robechronicle@gmail.com. Yes, Jill. Yes, sis. Wildlife. Do you understand me? It was a whole live snake in the house of the Lord today. I said, devil, how you get in here? How did you get in here, devil? All right, y'all, listen, we're going to open up our topic. Our main topic tonight is, have we lost the sense of community and communication? But until we get there, before we go there, y'all, we got to talk about, because I'm sick of it. I want these people to not go into 2024 because we're nearing the year end, and I'm sick of these people. Jada Pinkett Smith, she's first on the docket. I'm sick of her.
Child.
I'm sick of her. First of all, can you please stop humiliating your husband that you ain't been with or y'all been separated since 2002? Can y'all?
Oh, not 2002, 2016 at least.
They've been separated since 1987. I'm sick of that.
Shut up, fool.
What's y'all take on the whole thing? Because Jada, she was in an entanglement, and now I read an article the other day that she's the urban nun. She considered Marcus. She's considered herself to be the urban nun, and
So can we elaborate on what an urban nun, a nun that sleeps, that has sex?
Right.
Because last time I checked, let me
I'm gonna drink my
Let me
water.
mind my business because okay.
Well,
Honey,
I'm gonna say,
what's y'all thoughts on Jada?
I'll say this. I'll give you the same advice my grandmother gave to me on her deathbed.
Uh-oh.
What happens in your house, leave it in your house.
Period.
It's none of our business how they operate in their marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe for her, she's breaking her covenant just by telling all their secrets.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
If nothing else, your entanglement, you sleeping around, whatever agreement you and Will had, that's between you and Will. And for you to now air it out, as you said, Shaquita, humiliating your husband just by telling the secrets, that's not cool.
Yeah, it's not. Shakita, as a newlywed, what's your take on it?
I'm gonna reiterate what Marcus said. I'm gonna do what my grandmother used to say: sweep around your own front door before just before
That's old school.
around. That's real old school. I think, like he said, you have to keep what goes on in your house stays on in your house. And coming from a person who's very transparent and who shares a lot about their life, everything ain't for everybody because everybody can't handle your truth. And it's one thing to talk and speak your truth and have somebody learning from your mistakes, but it's another to just be blatantly just out here just for the show. And I really honestly, I think it's cap. I think it's for press because she has that new book. That's really what it is, because she was just on a book tour. I just seen two of my friends attend something here in Atlanta, and I'm just like, girl, if you wanted us to promote your book, just say that. We would have promoted your book, girl.
I agree. I just think it's, as also a married individual, hell, if I wasn't married, I just think that at this point, like, Jada, nobody cares about your entanglements. Like, nobody cares about your business. And Marcus and you, Shakita, are absolutely right. Like, you really show that you didn't take your vows and the covenant that you said you was going to hold tight to in front of your people and God, you really don't care about it. So it's like,
she basically saying she free for all because you done slept with your son's friend. You with Tupac, you was in an entanglement with Tupac before you probably done had Suge Knight. Where's Biggie? I mean, let's go back to the great, because you bringing out too much stuff and it's just like, girl, what is the point? Get to the point.
You know what?
Just saying. It's Machiavellian-ness. What?
My godmom said, he said, I don't care if they didn't tell, we wouldn't know. So it's real. It is real, really real. Yeah.
It's like so dumb.
Uh-oh, here go my child. I haven't done my research, but I have seen some posts. Come on, StreamYard. What are you doing today, StreamYard? Devil, get out of here.
That's that snake coming back because you ain't want to
take. He said, I haven't done my research, but I've seen some posts that says Will said it in his book years ago that he cheated as well. But Nick said he agreed. They just need to shut up. Absolutely, they do.
Take us out the group chat.
Listen,
take us out the group chat. Like,
that's what I feel like.
That's what everybody like. Please take us out the group chat.
The whole world is included in a group chat between her and Will.
We don't care.
And we really don't.
Yeah, let's lead them in 2023. They should not go into the new year.
Cool. Let me write that down for my list to, every year I do that, leaving in what we gonna leave in 2023. Will and Jada needs to be top tier.
Will and Jada. Oh my gosh. Okay, y'all. So we're gonna slide on because I'm tired of talking about Jada bald head tail.
I hate you.
I'm tired of talking about her.
I hate you. Mean it.
So listen, this topic, have we lost or do we have, however you want to word it really, our sense of community and communication. I'm going to tell you where this came from. So, for those who don't know, I now am the church administrator for an Episcopal church here in Nashville. Amazing. I love my priest, also known as my rector, my boss. I love her. She's amazing. The people at my church are, in the life of the church are amazing. And one thing about me spiritually is that when I feel the Holy Ghost tell me to do something, spontaneously I do it. I act on it. I don't not listen. I act on it. And yesterday it was Bible study day, and I heard the Spirit say, "You need to go to Bible study today." And I was like, interesting. Okay, because I'm not Episcopalian, right? But I do like it's a word for everybody, right? So I like, let me just go. And a lot of the life of the church are an older crowd. And in the Bible study, it kind of shifted, and they were talking. The older generation would brought up basically our generation not knowing or understanding what community is like anymore. And then as a newbie in the group, I basically validated, hey, we need people like you all to have these conversations, but you got to state your claim in the community as an elder. And so it just really fell on my spirit to say, we need to talk about community, because I talked about this topic a long, long time ago, but I want to go deep with some people who I know could have some good dialogue. So I'm sorry, Marcus. Marcus, what is your input or outlook on, do you think how we grew up, because we're millennials, do you think that community that we grew up in still exists?
Okay, so one thing that I will say, coming from the church perspective, being a pastor, next year will mark 5 years that I've been pastoring. I'm a PK. My dad just celebrated 35 years in ministry. And one of the things, there is a time gap. Mm-hmm. But what I will say is, to the older generation, I think the one flaw is they think that the younger generation is supposed to learn by osmosis instead of actually teaching what you expect us to know. Mm-hmm. And I think there's a little chip on their shoulder that they would say that you're just supposed to know. How? By simply watching? Because how many settings have we had where you actually sat down and taught? One of the things I'll say is, I'll give an example like this. You'll be amazed. A couple of years ago, in honor of my aunt that passed, I did a teaching segment called Auntie Pam's Kitchen, where before Thanksgiving, I actually taught, because I do cook, I taught how to make dressing, how to make greens, how to make a turkey, how to make baked macaroni and cheese. And you'll be amazed how many people say, yes, I grew up eating this, but nobody actually taught me how to make it. And when you say things are lost down through the generation, how many people have actually been sat down, here, come here, baby, let me show you how to do this, instead of the older generation being gatekeepers and grandma's secret dressing recipe, she took it to the grave with her. Oh, granddad, the way he made that turkey, you didn't tell nobody. We tasted it. We know what it tastes like. We enjoyed it, but you didn't take the time to actually say, before I leave, let me show you this is how it's done, to bring that sense of community, to actually say, you know what? My grandfather left this with me. My grandmother left this with me. Instead of try leaving us with information instead of just leaving us with a memory.
That's good. Okay, Shakita, what's your take? I'm gonna get my take out to you.
Oh, child. I think differently from everybody.
And that's great.
I will agree with Marcus. A lot of the times they gatekeep and nobody has shown you. Like, a lot of people would be very taken aback when they know my 19-year-old can cook Southern meals just like I can cook a meal. Like, she can probably cook it just as good as your grandmother. You know what I mean? Because I teach her and I have taught her these things. I think when it comes down to sense of community, because parents are not parents anymore. Grandmothers are not grandmothers anymore. When you look at grandparents and stuff, you're looking at people that are our age now. Like, they don't give a damn about these kids. They trying to be out on the Hostro, out at Ripley, out at Limelight, and all these other places, and they're not being grandparents. So we've lost that community when it came down to having big mamas. We don't have big mamas anymore. Like, I aspire to be a big mama. I want to be, even though I ain't anti-church. I just don't fool with the saints like that no more. I watch a live stream. But I aspire to be one of them big mamas that got a hat on in the church. You know what I'm saying? Let me wear my good heels, not the kitten heels, but let me wear my good high heels and my big hat, because that's what I grew up on. And I grew up not in the best family dynamic. I was raised by an older generation. I was raised by my great grandparents, not my grandparents, my great grandparents. So you're talking about in 86 when I was born, they were late 60s, early 70s. So I got a lot of things and morals that were instilled in me that a lot of people may not have gotten, growing up. So I think differently than everybody else. I have a different saying and, old sayings, old school things, different than everybody else. But we've lost that sense of community because people are not responsible. People don't respect. You have elders now that feel like they can't say anything because this younger generation is so disrespectful. So you remember even at church, where they would never, smoke a cigarette or smoke weed in front of the church or whatever. They'll always cross the street over because they didn't want to be disrespectful. Now they'll stand outside in front of the church and do stuff like that. So it's like the generations have gone to hell in a handbasket.
Yeah.
There's no teachings of anything. And then you got pastors and stuff. No offense to anybody, but you got pastors and stuff who just want to hoop and holler just to get something across so you can pay them your 10% and go on about your merry way. Nobody's really teaching biblically anymore. They're teaching from what I think is going to make you feel good, what I think is going to get you hyped, what I think is going to get you, so it's a community sense in everywhere, not just the older generation, not just the millennials, not just the kids that are coming behind, church and everywhere else.
Wow, y'all, we here, we conversating. I got 3 comments and I get mine. So Nick said, Pastor Marcus, I'm glad you started with the church. I will say, yes, it starts with the church and also music, both Christians and secular. Music used to push community, but now the music is so selfish, all about I and no we and us. I love that. That's true. Dad said, the desire to follow that tradition has to exist as well. Some of the younger generation don't truly have the desire we had coming up. Very true. And my sister PK said, there is accountability to be had on both ends. Agreed. The youngest have to make themselves available to, I just said that yesterday in Bible study. They have to make themselves available to learn, show interest, and someone would take you under their wing. Absolutely. So here's my take. Oh, got one more. Dan said the values that we cherish, unfortunately, aren't the same values this generation has. It's not wrong, but because it's vastly different from what we are used to what we don't know, to accept what may be the new norm. So my take is, I grew up, Shakita, like you. So I had, of course, my mom passed when I was young. I had my dad in my life, still have my father in my life, but I had my father as well as his mom, right? And then I had my mom's parent. I had a big mom, I had a papa. So I had, thanks for watching, Kevin, man, appreciate it. I had a nice rearing, old school word, if you will, right? So I had those grandparents that picked cotton, right? I had those grandparents that got up and had to go pick cotton in the morning, go take out the cows, go clean the house, and then go home and warm their water up on the stove or on the cast iron that you had to build a fire with, and then go back to school and then go walk 10 miles to school. I had those grandparents. And I grew up watching those type of stories. I also grew up in the era where if Aunt B was on the porch and she see you doing something wrong, Aunt B gonna whoop you. Then she gonna tell your grandmama, your dad, and you gonna get a double whooping when they get home from work. That sense community, be on the porch when the street lights come on, before the street lights come on. These young kids don't know anything about it. And I think, as PK said, accountability has to happen on both ends, because I do feel like what the older generation does lack is, one, Marcus said it, oh my God, gatekeeping. Don't gatekeep information, because y'all have valuable information that can help us survive, right? It might be old school to me, but y'all have things that it's like, oh, like Marcus said, how am I supposed to know how the hell you made the turkey if you didn't tell me?
Right, because I wish I could go back to making macaroni and cheese like I could, but
even like I say this all the time, my grandfather was a huge real estate guru in Chattanooga back in his day. He talked about the things like your credit and owning a home and the importance of owning a home, but you talked about it, but you didn't teach us how to do it or how to manifest. So now in the adult life, when after having 3 homes under my belt now, and all this other stuff, I now could go back to those conversations. That's what he was talking about. Although he told me about it, he didn't teach it to me. So PK, you're right. That accountability on both ends is very present and prevalent, I believe.
So there are things that people can indirectly teach you that it directly affects you. So you know and you understand those things. Like you said, there's some things I tell people all the time. There's some things my daddy taught me indirectly that it was directed in my face. So it taught me what I did not want to do and what I did not want to be and what I did not want to be a part of, versus him saying, hey, this is what you should do. This is what you shouldn't do. But instead he showed me. Mm-hmm. Do not put my husband's comment on this video. I did. Because he's a mess. But no, like, you know, and it's that affects us. Mm-hmm. That affects us in the long run. But it's like you said, it's what value the youngins have to be able to be open and be receptive to these type of things. But I think with how this generation is now, social media has definitely taken over. Take me back to the days of MySpace. I tell people anytime, take me back to the days of MySpace when I could pick my top 6 people and have some music playing on in the background. Take me back to the day where give me my old church where I got a deacon that's going to pull out a folding chair, that's going to get on that bad knee, and he going to pray me a good prayer. He going to tear down the gates of hell. You know what I mean? Nowadays, you have people doing what they think is going to hype because there are people that are leaving the church. And if we're honest, a lot of millennials,
yeah, like, you know, even with that, and with the
boy say, I'm tired of this church.
Yeah, with the older generation, even with that, and before I go to that, I'm gonna say this: when it comes to the communication piece in that conversation yesterday, somebody expressed the feeling. I won't go into detail, but somebody expressed the feeling, and my rebuttal to that is, hey, that can be mitigated, right? If you do A, B, and C, you are elder. So it should always be the conversation of, hey, before we exit to go to whatever event, allow our elders to come first. See, Marcus, you appreciate this. Keita, you will too, because I came up for real old school, right? My grandmama was Baptist. The church pews was red, and they had the ugly cross all throughout the church. The wood,
and they had the building fund in the back that we just
had the thermometer on the wall that you can keep track of. I grew up in those one track. Let me tell you something. You have to set the house for the younger generation. And like I told them, sometimes us younger kids need a nudge. We need a nudge. But if you don't set the tone for who you are as an elder, then you kind of allowing yourself room to get ran over.
But you also have those elders that are so like, it's my way and I'm gonna do it this way, and you're gonna listen to me. Nas, this new generation is how you, not Cornel West. It's this generation where you have to watch how you talk to people. You cannot say, you know, like you said, when we were growing up, we got the community of, if you got to be on the porch at a certain time. You got, you know, people that could get you together and check you. We don't have that because people are abusing privileges. We don't have that because there are people who are misusing and abusing. They don't take it to heart. Like when we were growing up, Ain't Baby Allie across the street can get in my tail and then go to my grandma and be like, oh, get her because she was doing X, Y, and Z. Now it's, don't put your hand on my baby. Don't do this. Don't do that. And now we boxing and we fighting. You know, I'm always ready to knuck and buck. But however, depending on who the person is, you get depending on who the person is, you definitely, there's only maybe two to three people that I can honestly say that when Kennedy was growing up could get her together. And I'd be like, don't come to me. And one of them is Wesley. Why? Because you respect your elders. I was taught to respect your elders. If you're in their house, you don't answer me what and yup and yes. I get scared now. I'm thinking Annie gonna come back from the grave and get me together.
Because listen, before go ahead, Mark. Go ahead.
One of the things I will say is when we talk about community, one of the things that is missing in the church, in most of the communities, is love. And what we have to understand is any type of discipline that is given void of love will always be taken as abuse. And you cannot discipline somebody you don't love. And nobody cares how much you know if they don't know how much you care. And so many times now what's happening is it's happening from churches, it's happening from the neighborhood. Trust me, I have children as well. You cannot put your hands, you cannot discipline my children if you do not love my children, because we also know that there is a place, even as a dad, there's a place that I learned from my dad that you need to take some time before you discipline, because sometimes you too angry, you too mad. I grew up in the era of whoopings. So I know if I hit you while I'm angry, I'm going to hurt you.
Yep.
So listen, go sit in timeout, go over there, let me calm down. I'm still gonna beat your butt, but the goal is not to break you. And what's happening is we got pastors, you're talking sideways, and here's the thing. You might be saying the right thing, but it's coming from a place of hatred instead of a place of love. And I really can't receive it because I know you don't care about me. Even now, our neighbors, how many of us know our neighbors? Some of us, I wish you would say something to my child, because you trying to correct my child, you're a stranger. You're not my neighbor. You're not my friend. You're not any of those things. And you might be saying the right things, but we have not taken the time out to build and develop and, create actual community. But you think your title gives you the right to correct. No, your title doesn't override your affection. It doesn't override your care or concern. How dare you try to correct my child when you didn't ask how their day was? You didn't ask me how my day was. You don't even know who I am. So when we talk about building community, before we start at the top, let's start at the bottom. When the last time somebody threw a block party? When the last time you had a community where you said, oh, y'all, I'm cooking out and everybody come? We say we want community, but you don't even invite your neighbor to your house.
Yep.
Oh, I do. Well, I get to know them. Everybody can't come, but
But no, that's good. And I'm gonna take a second to bring the show, and I got some comments to read. That's good, though. And I was just saying that I think we are so caught up in the world and moving quick, moving fast, that we forget the basic parts of humanitarianism of just being human. Like one of my pet peeves: don't text me, don't email me, do not open up your conversation with me without seeing how I'm doing. You just go right into what, to me, that you got too much going on in your head, and that becomes common, and you don't get common with me because I don't give a damn who you are. You don't get common with me.
Don't give me mediocre.
Let's just
I'm a
be
pink skittle.
human. Marcus, how's your day doing? How you doing, brother? Sis, how you doing today? All right, and then we can you got some room so I can be okay, and then we go into our whatever we going into. But don't not text me, don't not call me and just hit me with what you want. Hell no, we're not doing that. That for me, that sense of community is lost too. But let me pause for the calls, bring the show. Listen, if you are just now coming on, one, you're missing a great conversation, but you could go back and hit the replay. You can definitely do that. We want you to do that. You can follow us on YouTube and Facebook at Robe Chronicles. And if you would like to be a part of the show, or if you want to present a topic for us to cover on a Tuesday, email it to us at robechronicles.com. So, I told y'all a couple weeks ago that I was going to be taking slots that were $25 a piece for me to promote your business, right? And so I got 2 slots that I want to promote today. And the first one, I'm going to promote my auntie, Dr. Brenda Bailey. Let me correct myself. My auntie, she my teacher, Dr. TT. But Dr. Brenda Hawkins Bailey, I want to promote her and her book. Let me bring up her stuff. You can follow her on Instagram right there. And this book is basically it's the Bailey Journal. She's telling you how to go get your stuff. What's your stuff? How to go get your new house, how to go get your car, how to go get your peace, how to go get your sanity, how to go get your therapist. Girl, go get your stuff. This is her book. Yes.
Girl,
come on, yes, and it says about the author. Brenda Bailey is a woman of God, wife, mother, daughter, sister, and a glamour aunt, evangelist, team leader, creative arts ministry, step team coach, and a great cook. She takes acting courses, an entrepreneur, and a volunteer at the homeless shelter where she mentors young women, adults. Although she has a lot on her plate, she still finds time to go get her stuff. You can get this book, I believe, on Amazon. Auntie Brenda, let the people know where you can get your book. It is an amazing read. Has some great testimonials in here from different women on how they went to get their stuff. Go get you a copy. You can go follow her on Instagram at BSHB_girl_stuff. Go get your copy. Auntie Brenda, talk your stuff. Tell the people where, because she's on here. Tell the people where they can get your book from. And the next person I want to promote today, another small Black owned business, is none other than my best friend, my frat brother Desmond Dow, who is also on here. And I want StreamYard to get its life together. I don't know what's going on in the StreamYard universe today, but I wanted to get his life together. Let me bring this up. All right, go on over to Instagram and follow my best friend, Threads by Des. Listen, I love when you can go to a Black-owned business and give great service, right? Let me say this again. A Black-owned business and get great service. Shakita's one. Marcus one. Marcus, I'm promoting him too. Marcus makes t-shirts. If anybody needs shirts, you can contact him. And he's also a pastor. If you need him to come preach at your church, it comes with a fee, but he can do it. Amen.
You better have that coin. I'm his booking manager.
Amen. But back to Threads by Des. I love when you have people that make stuff from the heart, or when you have people that do stuff from the heart. And he has amazing products. I have been so gracious to get a couple of his products, given some purchase. And y'all, when I tell you, it's nothing like great homemade stuff. And so this is his last collection of crochet pillows. This is the Aries pillow from his last line, Zodiac line is what I'm trying to say. That's the Aries one. And of course, because it's Scorpio season, I had to bring the Scorpio one out.
Oh, dear God.
I had to bring the Scorpio one out. Y'all see this? This is detailed work. This is all hand done.
That's
all
nice.
hand done. Great material. I got one more piece of Dez's. This
it better be an Aquarius.
Yeah, I think he does. He has an Aquarius one. He does. This is a scarf that he made me. It's in homage to our fraternity, Phi Beta Sigma. As you can see, he put Phi Beta Sigma on there.
Okay, that's nice.
And then he put my line number 2 on there. So y'all listen, he makes hats, he makes blankets, all sizes, pillows for your home if you want to do pillows, anything you want crochet wise, he can do it. So reach out to him, y'all. Threads by Des, his website, threadsbydez.com. He does amazing work, very reasonable. He will customize you stuff. Whatever you want, he can do it. So thank you, Auntie Brenda. Go get y'all book. Go get the book, girl. Go get your stuff. And reach out to Thread by Des and get you a scarf, get you a pillow, Scorpio season, get you a blanket, get you a hat. I got hats. Y'all, I got a lot of stuff from him. Oh my God, he does amazing work. And I know somebody else I need to reach out to because 2 people I need to reach out to who does great work. One of my other friends in our circle, Shakita, just released her book. Miss Erica Fletcher needs to get her book to promote her. Congrats, Erica.
Yes, let's tag her.
Yep, my sister Audrell, I need to get some stuff for her because we always use her. So they coming up next. But y'all listen, go get the book. Contact Des and Miss Brenda to get your book and to get your pillows, your scarves, your hat, whatever you need, your blankets, whatever you need from them. Yeah. So listen, going back into the conversation. Community. Now, on the flip side of that coin, y'all, community, I also equate it with communication. I'm just gonna be honest. The older generation don't know how to communicate.
They talk to you and they don't. They talk at you and not to you.
That.
I kind of disagree, but.
Come on, Marcus. This is what I like. Come on, let's go. Marcus got the flow.
Disagreeing. Let me drink this.
I'm just gonna be honest. I feel like grow a pair. We have cultivated a society now where people are weak to the point to where you got people walking on eggshells. You got people now, they afraid to say, yes, I get it. I grew up, my dad was hard on us. But you know what? All of his kids are successful because he was hard on us. It wasn't the fact that, and now we're at the point now, and I can talk even between me and you, Wes. Come on now. If we're going to, if you, and you know, because you've made me better in a lot of areas, but you didn't make me better caring about my feelings. You told me the truth. And there comes a point where you just got to take it. And we whining, and you got people now where you need to watch how you say it. I don't want to be around nobody where I'm constantly, well, I need to tell Shakita this, but I don't know how she gonna take it.
I know.
Step on no toes. How are we going to grow? Strong relationships are built on hard conversations. And if we're not able to have those conversations, yes, there's some things that could be tweaked, but come on. I seen it in the comments. Somebody was like, even in the church, where's the mother's board? Y'all fired the mother's board because when the mothers told you your skirt was too short, you got mad. When they told you need to go home and cook for your husband, you said you a millennial chick and you independent and you didn't want to hear what they had to say. So don't ask where they at when they speaking to you, you ain't trying to hear it. Don't ask where's all these people at when you get offended. And we have so many people, and this is what pisses me off. There are too many people who are committed to offense. You have people now who go into conversations who think, I already know I'm going to be offended. No matter what you say, I'm going to be offended. And they pick apart every single thing you say, and you forget. Stop trying to listen to respond and listen to understand. But I'll stop there.
Yeah, I think, okay, so I see a couple people say they disagree with the same. I'm going to say this too. I'm still going to stand on the laurel. I agree, Marcus. I agree. However, it's a flip side to that coin. The older generation, in aspects, do not know how to communicate.
They do not.
Because they are so damn stuck in their ways. That's all they see. And because they don't know how to vocalize how they feel, because their generation before them and their parents didn't know how to communicate, they either shut down, they disregard, and they just do not listen to you because, well, you know, D said, send me the link. They shut down, they disregard, or they just, you know what, whatever. It's this way because I said it, and they just to a degree. For us as millennials, I agree with you when you say, hey, sit down and listen. Certain stuff, do this, do that. But when it comes time for us to necessarily, hey, mom, dad, think about it this way. Now, I'm coming, Shakita, hold on. Think about it this way.
Oh, God, pick me.
Think about it this way. I had to get on my dad a lot this way. I'm like, listen, dude.
Babe,
I'm not saying you wrong, but you got to open up your mindset to think bigger than where you are. And you gotta, if you don't want A, B, and C to happen, then you gotta communicate E, F, and G and do H, I, and J. But if you just stuck on your own reality of A, B, and C, then friend, you ain't communicating with, and that's your fault. They, to a degree, Marcus, yes, I agree. But on the flip side of that coin, they just do not communicate with
baby, my earring came out. My earring came out. That's how he did this. First of all, the elders can't differentiate who they're talking to. You cannot talk to a 12-year-old. You cannot talk to me as a 37, almost 40-year-old the same way that you will talk to an 8 or 9 or 10-year-old. Right. That's where we're going to draw the line right there. So there has to be, that's a communication breakdown. You can't talk to everybody the exact same way and expect the exact same results. And it is the same thing. In order to get respect, you have to give respect. Some people talk and they have a malice intent. They have malice. They have an intent with a harm. Like you have certain pastors, like you said, there are pastors that they know they're wrong. And it's like, if you're correcting me and you correct me in love, You know what I mean? Don't correct me with this. Oh, you got me effed up and I'm the pastor of this church. Guess what? And the pastor can get knucked if you bucked on too, because even Jesus flipped the damn table over. What's good? What's good?
Hold on, y'all. Let me catch up with these comments.
Right.
Hold on. My godmom Darlena said, no, not all of us. And that's true. She is very, my godmom is very progressive.
Blood pressure up.
She's very progressive in her mindset and in her communication. She's progressive, but mama, that's not everybody. Okay. Hold on, one more spotlight. My sister Erica Fletcher, I got to get this in real quick, just released a book called The Process of Event Planner's Diary. Fun fact is not about events, but my life events as an event planner matched to my real life situations. You all go get Erica's book. I think you can find it on Amazon. She did post her link. Erica, congratulations, sis. We love you. Congrats. So very proud of you. You all go get her book as well.
You gonna let me
I think, hold on, let me go back to some of these comments because the people been coming in here.
I know. It just got
lit
lit up.
I got one more piece after that.
Hold on. Okay, hold on. D said, ooh, I need a cameo.
Yes, D.
Mama Darlene said, I agree, Marcus. The truth is the truth. Yes. They said, but there has to be a balance, Marcus. This day and age, folks ain't going with the getting talked crazy to. Like back in the day, we had to hold our tongue. Hold on, Shakita. Audrey said, what's considered older, boomers or Gen X? Baby, the boomers, them things crazy.
I got to hold my mule.
PK said, you have to find the balance that makes you the translator between generations. Woo! Yes. Okay, Demetrius said, oh, they coming in here. Demetrius said, there's a difference between speaking from a place of wisdom and speaking from a place of entitlement open. Okay. All right. They said, consider my perspective. Y'all coming in here with these comments. I love it. Nick said, it goes back to what Pastor said earlier. A person has to know you, love, and care about them before they will listen to you. Discernment tells what's from a place of genuine and fake. What is it? Robin Kelly said, hey, Robin. Come on, stream, y'all. Stream pissing me out tonight. Okay, here we go. Robin said, it's not done in love. The older generation has to say you would be further in life. You get insulted first, then told the truth. That. Hold on. Oh, okay. Ricky Bell A. All right.
Why you put his whole address down there? Who is Ricky?
Wait a minute. What is that?
Is that a spammer? We ain't coming to see you.
No, we're not coming to see you, Ricky. All right.
My ex-girlfriend address. Oh, dear Lord, make me a bird.
Yeah, that looks
make me a bird. Jesus Christ, we don't want it. Andrea said, oh, okay, because boomers, my mother insults instead of guided. Yes. And I think and agree, Marcus, to a degree. Shakita, where you go?
I'm right here.
Okay. I think, yes.
But he started sending his girlfriend address. I had to go get my sage and my Palo Santo. Like, we ain't doing
that. I think, yes, to a degree. Yes, Marcus, I agree. But and it's not all all them people in that generation. And another thing they don't like to do. Because at this point, Marcus, I think you can agree to a degree. Shakita, you can agree. I know D can agree. Audrey. At this point, we happen to baby our parents because they in their 50s and 60s, damn near. And we happen to parent our parents.
Well, I ain't got no parents, but my in-laws,
them is your parents.
My mother-in-law, she on here. She good. Me and her good. It's some other ones, but we ain't gonna go into that.
But I'm gonna say this because now I'm about to flip on the older generation too.
Okay.
The problem with a lot of the older generation is they're bitter. And the reason that they're bitter is because it took y'all 40 years of struggle and we're doing what took y'all 40 years in 5 years and now you're mad. Ooh. And instead of being proud, because one of the things about mothers and fathers, you cannot be a true mother and father and be jealous of your child. And that's what's happening. We have so many people in the older generation, church, I don't care what it is, church, corporate world, whatever, you're jealous of the people coming behind you because, yes, oh my God, stop telling me you paved the way and then you mad that I got here so fast. Thank you. I'm glad you paved the way. It shouldn't take me 20 or 30 years to get here. Yes, you bought your house at 40 and we bought our house at 25. Oh my gosh, stop thinking that we're so entitled and we're not. And so many times we have the older generation who comes to you and they say, well, I had to struggle, so you need to struggle. What type of foolishness is that, you bitter old person? And that's what's coming up out of you, that resentment, that anger. And that's why you gatekeep, because you're so proud. And here's the thing, you want us to be good, but you hate the fact that we're better. You can't stand that there's a supervisor that's half your age. You can't stand that there's a pastor that's half your age. You can't stand that there's somebody who has come along and we took your blueprints and we took your instructions and we took what you did and now we're running with it. So now, yes, when you're supposed to come and supposed to instruct, now everything comes off as insults. Everything comes off as hatred. Everything comes off, and really, you're mad at yourself. You're not mad at us, and now you're telling us we don't know how to talk to y'all. We don't know how to respect y'all. No, you're bitter. And here's the thing, stop saying that you paved the way, and then you get mad that we take the expressway and not the scenic route. And I'll stop.
I just pulled out every credit card, bank card I got because I'm finna give him offering on every last one of them. But I got to piggyback off what you said, and it was some earlier that you ain't let me finish. We also, the elders too, have to stop talking to each other. They want to nitpick and they want to talk to Sister Jessie over here and tell Sister Jessie about me and what it is that I'm doing, yet versus come to me. Because by the time it's come to me, I done heard 11 rumors about some shit, excuse my French, but I done heard all of these rumors. So now when you come to me and try to check me, quote unquote, as the adult and as the elder, I'm not going to be receptive of this. I'm not going to hear you. You know what? Because this is not done out of love. This is done out of malice.
And yes, that's correct. And Auntie Brenda, you are correct. This is not for all older people.
Cash that, Marcus. I'm finna send you a collection. I even gave you my new Sam's Club card.
You stupid. You stupid. This is generalized. It's definitely not all older people.
It's not.
Patrice said that bitter is related.
That's my mother-in-law.
Oh, this your mother-in-law. She said
that's my mother-in-law.
Hey, Mama. She said that bitter is related to older generation, have not done the mental health work. That's a whole nother conversation. Yeah. Or do not fully embrace the success of younger folks. Doing well, unapologetically spot on. My godmom.
You better talk.
My godmom side. That's the way you guys. Okay, that's the way you guys think. I don't need you guys to be my parent, but have patience with me. Marcus, that's also true. That is true. That is true, Ma. Yes, we do have patience, but see, here's the thing. And again, hold on, Marie Adriel. That generation has a lot of trauma and needs therapy. I agree. And again, this is generalized, people, because I don't want people to walk in and say, Marcus, Wes, and Shakita just beat up on all the old generation.
I'm talking to the young generation too.
Generalized. I'm going to flip it back on our generation. So this is generalized. I will say this about some of the older generation, just generalized.
Put my cards up.
We live in a society now where things are different. We understand social media more. We understand the life of what's going on. We can see things that can happen, like scam artists, scammers, and things that are just not well quicker. And when we try to teach you, you don't want to listen. It's not us telling you what to do. It's us preventing you from fucking up your life. Excuse my French.
That's us, and forgetting God.
Yeah, that's us, just across the board. Now, I feel like we don't ragged on the older generation. Let me come to us. And the current generation, like in Kennedy's age group and your baby Marcus, her age group. Let me say this about that new age people. Well, our generation. One, millennials, We don't like to. We need a nudging too often, too much. We have a lot of us have forgotten where we come from. A lot of us come from the hood.
Baby, Kay got it out the gutter. Stop playing.
A lot of us come from the hood. Listen, I'm being real right now. Millennial folks, you don't forget that some of us, because I'm one of them, when we didn't have milk, we had to use box milk, the powder milk, to make the cereal.
We had to use pet
and you
milk.
had to add your water to it.
Stop playing. Some of y'all had to boil your water on the stove because when the water got out, you had to boil and take one of them whole baths.
And take a bath. So millennials, don't forget where you come from, right? Me and D, we do great for ourselves. We're homeowners 3 times over, but that was because somebody in the older generation had a good mind to set me up to be able to get a royalty, if you will.
Yeah.
Right, a royalty, if you will, and an heir, if you will, to set myself up. Now these newer kids, Kennedy and them generation, that's the microwave generation. They want to pop it in the microwave and expect it all to magically happen. They don't want to go to work. Now this ain't there. Again, it's generalized.
Look, hold on. That one got a old school flip parent. I don't play that shit.
Now that's you different, right? But I'm just speaking generalized. They don't want to go to work. Everybody wants to be an Instagram influencer.
Oh my God.
They out here overly sexual. Some of these younger kids look growner than grown women.
Some of these 9-year-olds looking like they coming on a hostro, and I just be looking like,
you parents that's 20, 29 and 30 years old, you got your daughters out here with lace front on. It's too much.
Or they're promoting, oh, she got a boyfriend. She got a boyfriend, but can't even count to 100. What's wrong with him, Lord?
That's true. Now, mama, you right. Because I believe everything is all in how you say it. Maybe we would listen if you explain with the tone that's not like with your child. I absolutely agree. Demetrius, hold on, let me catch up. Baby, y'all in here tonight.
Baby, they coming in. Come on, this is some good conversation. I feel like this a part 2 is needed.
This is a conversation.
Okay, mama said intergenerational dialogue is a great approach, and strategy to address the topic of this evening is a great path forward. Absolutely, Mara. Robert said, what happened to leading by example? How can I tell my child to be on time and she watches me be late every day? Now that I am a component of that. And I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I am a person, and everybody is different, right? But I am a person at a certain age, certain things you do and how you carry yourself and how you move is childish. Grow up. Grow up. If you know your tail got to be at work at 7, be to work at 7. If you know you got to
at 6:45, because when you on time, you late.
If you know you got an event to be at and the event start at 5:30, you got to be traffic. Don't leave your house at 4 talking about you got to be at the event at 5:30 and you don't traffic or food on Saturday. Leave your house at 3:45 and get there early. I cannot stand it as a pet peeve of mine to see adults try to hold other people responsible when you can't get your ass up out the bed to go do what you need to do on time. That is a pet peeve of mine.
That is.
It makes no sense.
That's
Grow
just
up.
That's just like there is a controversy with the meme post that Jessica and I posted. It was like the baseboards, cleaning baseboards, like this and that. Yeah. Baby, I grew up in an era where on Saturday mornings, if you heard Square Biz, everybody get up. If you heard Anita Baker, if you heard something, whatever, you knew it was time to get your butt up and clean. You can't go outside. You can't ride a bike. You can't do nothing. Now this generation is so focused on social media. Like you said, influence. Oh, I got to do this. Oh, I got to show a little skin. Oh, I got to get these tattoos. Or I got to get these piercings. Oh, I got to go be with this. Now you got people like Krishan and Blueface. Now the whole damn world going to hell in a handbasket. Can we leave them in 2023?
I would say this. I will clean. I don't mind cleaning it. But baby, let me tell you something. We have a house cleaner. Her name is Sandra. She come clean.
I got one named Mercedes.
I'm not cleaning baseboards.
Now
I work too hard to ball on the
I'll say this, and D brought this up. The problem with all of this, community starts with family, and one of the things we don't want to address is that the families have been under attack. And now that the family units are divided and the families are under attack, we don't know the sense of community. And I'll go a step further. even now, how we raised our young men, how we raised our young boys. You taught them not to cry. You taught them to be tough. You taught them we can't show emotions. And now you got grown women who's dealing with men who don't know how to tell me how you feel. You told me not to. You told me not to tell you how I feel. You told me I couldn't cry. When I was on the playground and something was bothering me, you told me not to. So now that I'm an adult, now you want me to be all open and stuff. How? And guess what? That came from the older generation, because you told me that's what being a man was. Being a man was being silent.
But that also doesn't stop with being a man, because you got a whole Negro like me over here who I didn't learn the whole affection. I didn't learn the whole, the love factor and things like that. Even now being married, like it took me a while having my first child at 18. I was not affectionate. I'm more affectionate with that 2-year-old than I was with that 19-year-old when I was a tender age.
Raised on survival and not love.
But that's what I'm saying. You're raised on survival. So a lot of people, hell, Wes can tell you at my wedding, my husband, I don't give a good doggone rat's behind. My husband's vows had everybody in the damn ceremony like sobbing. I'm the only thug Negro standing there like, oh, okay. Because it's like that emotion in me. It's like you want to cry and you want to connect, but you can't. There's a disconnect with certain stuff. Not saying that, no, I did not feel. I'm an empath, so I feel every word. I feel all of that. But it's still the people who were raised on love versus the people who are raised on survival. Our motives and things that we do, we rock different. We shake different. So there's a lot of things that I can say on that, because when it comes down to even with, as a girl, I was raised as shut up all that crying. Like, what you crying for? So I was raised almost like a boy, like to shut up, don't show emotion. But for girls, it's meant for us to cry. I cry now when I get pissed off. I cry now. You mess with my kids or do something. Yeah, I'm ready to knuck if you buck, and I'm about to air all of this out. So it's a different level now. Being an adult from being a child. So yes, we're now dealing with these children who are still inside of these adult bodies.
Yeah.
And it's not even that. We have a generation now, whereas, yes, and I just talked to my mom about this. Yes, we have a generation where we may have been raised on struggle, but my kids, we ain't struggling over here. We say they're entitled. They're not entitled. They're blessed. They're not eating peanut butter sandwiches. No, they don't have to worry about where their meal is coming from. My thing is this: don't tell me I'm doing too much because my kids have TVs and iPads and PlayStation 5s and all of that. I'm blessed. They should have that. And now you have some people from the old, you doing too much for them kids. You doing too much. They shouldn't. Why not?
If I'm going on vacation, my kids can go on vacation. I got a 2-year-old. If he could tell you what he ate the other day, he'll tell you I had lamb chops and oxtails. So yeah, sorry that when we got older, we could afford the oxtails, and now we can buy them so we can eat them all the time like that. But at 2 years old, I feel like he deserved the same exact luxury that we get even as adults. If I'm going and getting cultured on these trips, we going to Bali now. I ain't taking them damn kids to Bali, but I'm just saying, we need to culture our kids as well. Stop leaving them in the damn house. The zoo ain't cutting it. The museum ain't cutting it. Yeah, that's cool for a family outing, but get these kids cultured too, and stop getting them on the damn video games and stuff. Like you said, they're blessed. They're you can call them privileged. Oh, because they don't go to public school. So call it. It's prestige.
And also, before y'all, this is going at Mama Darlena. See, this is why. Hold on, y'all. We're gonna get this straight for next week. Because this conversation is going to continue next week, so I hope you two are free.
I'm free, child. Because listen, let me get a different role.
Family unit falling apart. Oh my God, it does. Hold on to the conversation. I will say this too: we have to do better with teaching our younger generation what community. Take them to community service.
Yeah,
expose them. We're in fraternities.
But they don't do that anymore in school.
We're in fraternities, Marcus and I. Bring them around that fraternity bunch so they can see what community looks like. Take them down to the shelf. Stop one day and give a homeless person some food. That is teaching them community. My god sister, my mama Darlena, her daughter, made a post earlier on Facebook. Hey, is anybody in the New Orleans area doing stuff, for Christmas or doing service hours? I want to get my kids exposed to, to giving back. That's community. You have to put your children in positions to where they understand. And if you don't do that, then you as the adult have to take accountability.
And can I say one other thing?
Yep.
So my friend Jessica and I very transparent about, our life and what has happened. And Jessica would always say, like, when I was going to, work, I used to walk to work. I ain't always had a car, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, and if you see change on the ground, she will pick it up. Or you know what I'm saying? That's bus fare. That may be something that you're eating. She says, so now my friend is a multi-millionaire, like doing stuff, gave me a job to work with her. So now she's like, anytime I have extra change or something, I throw it on the ground because you never know whose next meal that may be. You never know what that's going to do to help for somebody else. So I think when we get back to the basics, it's called going back to the basics of where you came and like really seeing transparency is everything though.
Yeah. Go ahead, Marcus.
One thing I would say, and I know this is probably going to segue to a part two, but one thing I want to say, even as a Black community, even as a pastor, let me say this, and I know this is going to be explosive, but before we talk about the destruction of the Black families, let's say how the Black families were systematically destroyed when the government said that, hey, we'll give aid to the Black woman and we'll bring you into the projects, but your husband can't come. Your man can't come into the house. And let's see how it was systematically destroyed, where now all of these Black families, now we have to, because now you're making moms make a choice to where, do I choose between helping my kids or keeping my man? How that is, we want to talk about the projects, but here's the thing: what options was the Black family given in the 70s? What options was the Black families given when the government said, yeah, I'll give you food stamps, but you got to put your husband out. I'll give you food stamps, but you can't have the father of your child in the house. I'll help you. But here's the thing: it's not our fault. So you had a whole generation that was raised where dad couldn't be in the house because mama needed help. So mama had to make a sacrifice and said, you know what? I'll choose my kids over my husband. And ever since, through Jada, Will, all of this, there's been this war against the Black man and the Black woman. And now the Black man feels like I got to piss on all of these trees to prove myself. That's where toxic masculinity came from, because the white man said I wasn't man enough. So now let me show you how much of a man I am. Let me show you how many babies I can make. Let me show you how many I can sling. Let me show you what a man is, because you said when my grandfather raised 7 kids, I don't know how he did it, raised 7 kids, didn't have government assistance, raised all his kids in the house. My grandmother didn't work. None of my grandmothers worked. And my granddad was a baker. My granddad was a carpenter. My granddad did whatever he had to do, but not everybody was able to do that. Some people, they did need that help. But you know what? We got to give the older generation a little grace, because guess what? They had to make choices that wasn't fair.
Oh, and it wasn't benefit. Yeah, this is the part too. Yeah, because that right there.
We're gonna. You
tapped in on that one.
Listen, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna say this. So next week, Marcus, Shakita, I'm gonna add in Demetrius. I'm gonna add in Mama Darlena. You coming in next week, and I'm gonna add in another older person next week. This is a good conversation.
This eye opening.
This is a good conversation. Ooh. Oh, listen, y'all. Listen. Part 2 next week. Have we lost a sense of community and communication? And we're just going to keep going deeper. And I'm going to add in Demetrius next week. I'm going to add in Mama Darlena next week. And I'm going to add in one more other person next week. So, oh my God, Shakita, Marcus, thank you for listening. This was an amazing conversation. And it's definitely going to go deeper next week. Y'all listen, we got to go. We're an hour and 4. We're 4 minutes over. But listen, be sure to follow us again at YouTube and Facebook, Robe Chronicles, on both platforms. If you would like for us to cover a topic, if you want to listen for this topic next week, if you want to have us send some pinpoints in there for us to hit, send them in there for next week so we can make sure we don't miss anything. And oh my God, follow my sister over on Instagram and Facebook at Miss Red Carpet 1. Come on, StreamYard. Thank you so much. There we go. And follow my brother over on Instagram at MVS MV Sweet, Jesus Christ, 89 over on Instagram, y'all. And listen, we coming back, continuing this conversation next Tuesday. It is going to be a show you don't want. Obviously, clearly,
it's
going to be a show you don't want to miss. All right, y'all. We love y'all, and we'll see y'all next week. Shakita and Marcus, hang tight.
Okay.